Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 9th to the 15th. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Leo, happy daylight savings. You get an extra hour every day in your new world, in your new era. You're here. You've left the old world. There is no blockbuster video. There is no Circuit City, no Bennigan's. There's no paper money. This is a brand new world, okay? You're here. Thanks to the Great Reset, the Great Awakening, the Great Shift, happened February 20th, and thus you're still acclimating, right? You're going through your rebirth, and this week it really is going to be this more of this spiritual rebirth. I'm going to explain why, but don't forget over the weekend, you had Venus conjunct Saturn. You had the Mercury Cazimi. You had Mercury trine Jupiter. All of that over the weekend. All that it's spilling over into this week. Therefore, you're gonna experience change, dramatic change. Look at what's happening. And remember, these aspects are potent, and you're still a caterpillar. Okay, there's 4 stages to becoming a butterfly. You remember this from middle school. And you already went through the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, okay, from last month. That was a cracking of the egg. You're in stage 2 this week. You're going to be laying the groundwork. You're building your bridge to the new you as part of your spiritual growth. Of course, we're in Pisces season. And things might be a little bit confusing too. Sure, Mercury's retrograde. You might feel like you're going in circles, maybe hitting some dead ends. That can feel a little strange while your consciousness expands with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So this week, take that time to reflect. Don't resist the change. Don't fight any setbacks. Focus on you, your intuition, connecting with your higher mind, your pineal gland, all of that, your path forward. This week, you're meant to reassess and review and rethink and reevaluate a lot of things. For you, it'll definitely be relationships. That can be business, lovers, even shared resources with Mercury retrograde in Pisces in your 8th. But you've got so many activations. Yeah, it can be friendships. It can be your profession, your career, your passions. What brings you joy? What feels right for you? Because stage 3 is going to be next week. The cluster of days around March 20th, where you got the equinox, you got the new moon, you got all planets direct. So this week, you really want to get to the point where you trust this bridge that you're building toward your new you. Is your foundation set? Is it stable? Is your heart fully invested? What's on the other side of the bridge? How badly do you want it? And how good will it feel when you get there? All right? Because stage 4, that's going to be April. That's going to be April. When you have that full clarity, when you have that solid ambition, it is a green light. You got that 7-planet stellium. Yeah? In Aries. When's the last time you experienced that? Never, because it's never happened. All right. And it's around the new moon. You also have Uranus moving into Gemini. That prism portal is locking in. And so April would be your big butterfly reveal. All right. So remember, your future self is watching you right now. Use this week for you. With Mars and Pisces, you're going to be emotionally and spiritually driven, and to be honest, sexually too. If you're here for that, it's Mars. Is also libido. It's in your 8th house. So FYI, but you're also going to be very inspired. You're maybe with even new goals. Partnerships really is going to be a big theme for you. You've got Venus in Aries. Yeah, you're going to feel extra passionate, maybe even rebellious. Maybe you're going to want to, bring dancing back to your small town where it's outlawed. Whatever it is, whatever you want, Leo, You will not take no for an answer, especially Monday, March 9th with Venus exile Pluto. 3 degrees. Listen, we typically have this a couple times a year. We only get it once this year. Please use this wisely because Venus in Aries is it's I want this, I will get it. And Pluto in Aquarius says, oh yeah, sure, great. I will burn everything down for you to have it. So there is intensity here. Pluto is power. Pluto has depth. Pluto transforms. And both Venus and Pluto have to do with relationships and wealth and, sex and power. And so the fact that you've got Venus and Aries, that is your 9th house. So there is something here that where you're seeking the meaningful when it comes to love, money, maybe even creative projects. And then Pluto in Aquarius, that's your 7th house of love and marriage and relationships. But also it can be work related. It can be business. It can be personal relationships. There may be something here with, commitments, agreements, contracts, etc. All right. Also, don't forget, you got a lot of home and family stuff too. There may be something here in the home space. Okay. Like relationships with, family members. So a significant other, keep that in mind. This is a sextile. It's an opportunity for the taking. This is also a moment where you honestly could really completely rebrand yourself. And a lot of that may have to do, like, you really may be connecting with a lot of other people. Networking, your community, your friendships, your audience. There may be dating apps if you're single. I mean, it's Venus and Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius rules technology, investment apps. If you're here for money, either way, you're going to feel magnetic and empowered like a hero. Yeah. Or a villain. Maybe both. Like Tom or Jerry. Because Venus is all about your desires, right? And Pluto can take things to extremes. So yes, passion can run deep, but also burn deep as well. So the lower expression of this aspect would be obsession, jealousy, power struggles, manipulation. So you want to use this energy, you want to use this aspect, all right, for your better self, right? Right? Well, here's the thing. I'm just going to tell you right now, you may really feel this day. Because if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising sign or your moon, you throw that in, or even for, a lover or, colleague or whoever. The fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and you, well, buckle up because the moon will be in Scorpio. Yeah. Where there's already intensity with the moon in Scorpio, as you know, opposite Uranus and Taurus. So that's plot twist number 1. And ancient astrologers, by the way, they didn't know the outer planets. So in modern dignity, Uranus is considered exalted in Scorpio. It's not official. It's considered, right? In theory, if you go with that, right? With the moon already exalted in Taurus, you would have mutual reception by exaltation. And so that emotional intensity of the Scorpio moon is forced to work with the chaotic, unpredictable nature of Uranus and Taurus. They're not seeing eye to eye, and they will go after each other. Okay? Because the moon doesn't like being in Scorpio, and Uranus doesn't like being in Taurus. But to make this even more complex, plot twist 2, this is happening at the same day Venus exiled Pluto. Venus is a ruler of Taurus. Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio. So the rulers of the signs, they're in this harmonious relationship, hosting this opposition with the moon and Uranus. And even though they're not aspecting each other, so what it's doing, it's adding a little bit of more fuel to something that's already lit. So this can be a little, it can be a little, yeah, sure, a little chaotic. But we'll talk about it in the second spread. Here's the thing, just buckle up. Now, the other thing is that we will have, and that's going to be the first part of the day. Second part of the day, we will have a minor grand trine with the moon in Sagittarius, Venus in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius. This is a lot of fire and air. You being a fire sign, I mean, you know what happens when you put oxygen to fire. You already have Venus exile Pluto. So, again, we'll talk about this in the second spread, but remember, Sagittarius rules your fifth house, okay, of joy and pleasure and love and romance, true love, but also creative projects and family, children. So you see that this is going to be a big day. Now, Tuesday, March 10th, Jupiter finally goes direct in Cancer, and this will be loud because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer where he does his best, but he's at his degree of exaltation, meaning he's at the highest frequency he can go. And this is going to be all month. Yeah, he's going to be at 15 degrees all month, which is absolutely amazing. So a lot of you are going to feel this right off the bat. The support, security, blessings, optimism, especially, in home, family, relationships, building your wealth, inheritance, investments, royalties, joint bank accounts. It's pretty big. This is pretty big. So Jupiter rules your 12th. You already got the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Pisces in your 8th. And so that's deep. Okay? 8th house is transformation through, experiences. It's this personal evolution that you go through, a lot of it's through intimacy, to be honest. And then Jupiter, Cancer ruling your 12th. The 12th house is spirituality. It's rest and retreat. It's the subconscious. It's healing as well. And then you've got Saturn, Neptune, Venus, and Aries in your 9th house, which is like the higher mind. It's inner wisdom. It's imparting wisdom. It's spiritual as well. It's your belief system, your philosophies. So do you see how it does look like you're going through this spiritual rebirth, I would even say like this spiritual boot camp as well. This is going to be big for you. Like, you're really going to feel this. You're really going to feel this. And when I say, this is just like, you're really going to find meaning in things. You're going to seek meaning in things as well. But from this point forward, you're just going to start seeing more luck, good fortune, wisdom, protection, all of that amplified until June, right? And then remember, next week, March 20th, all the planets are direct. All right. So Mercury's only retrograde until around that time. And all the planets will be direct until May. You're going to see things move. I told you in your 2026 forecast, the first 6 months of 2026 is bonker sauce. Okay. So this is kind of a big deal. And what's also big is that on the same day, the moon in Sagittarius will conjunct the fixed star Antares, which is a royal star, which is deep and all about passion. And again, this is happening in your 5th house of, joy, pleasure, passion. But the moon in Sagittarius is going to square Mercury in Pisces. And so you've got the two signs, Sagittarius and Pisces, that Jupiter rules the day that Jupiter goes direct. We'll talk about this in the second spread. Like, this is, especially if you're looking for a sign. This is it. Now, the other thing is that Mars conjunct the North Node in Pisces, 8 degrees at this point on Friday the 13th. Okay, and that tracks, especially if you saw my last live stream with Nick Dagan Best. I'll leave it at the end of this video. Oh, yeah, we talk about March. But here's the thing. Mars is the god warrior, all right? And so this day, he's making you look destiny right in the eyes, and he's saying, YOLO, do it. Go for it. Why not? Go, do it. All right? And you probably will. You're probably going to take some action this day because Mars isn't just drive and determination. He's courage. which is great. He's in those, spiritual waters of Pisces, connecting with the nodes of fate. So this is taking inspired actions for your dreams and your calling, your life purpose. Again, it is your 8th house, deepening relationships, intimate relationships, even business relationships, investors, maybe financial advisors, business partners, but also building your wealth. The 8th house is also karmic debt. This is Mars conjunct the North Node. So you could really be going after, taking that inspired action like a gladiator. That's Mars. Or you may see fated events, fated circumstances unfold around this time. Again, a lot of that 8th house energy, a lot of it here. Transformation, big transformation. Shared resources. But here's the thing. It is still Mars, who can be aggressive. He's just a little wet. So this is a day where, because it is Mars, can still be a little bit of pressure. There could be some urgency, inflammation, Mars's physicality, escalation, not seeing eye to eye with others, hidden enemies revealed. There may, out of all the signs for you, okay? Because remember, the Jupiter direct in Cancer, your 12th, that would be the lower expression of the 12th house, would be like hidden enemies. It would be like self-sabotage, right? Escapism. And so, you could also be, a little bit reactive in circumstances, maybe feeling a little unhinged on your path to enlightenment. So remember, this is a fated moment. As you know, actions have consequences. That's what karma is. So you want to harness this energy, channel this energy with kindness, with compassion, with self-love, all those higher frequencies of Pisces, having faith in yourself, to be karmically rewarded. All right. There may be something here because it is your 8th house. Maybe something that you see that you want to change about your path moving forward. All right. So remember, this is a 19-year cycle. If you want to think back to, okay, so if you go back to April 24th, 2007, give it a think what happened around that time. Give it like a week. Give it a week. April 24th to the end of the month, 2007, when it came to, relationships, business relationships, money, inheritance, all of that, okay? And transformation, death, and rebirth. That's 8th house. So something might click, because I went back and I looked at the chart, and that was a day that you would not forget. We had a mutable grand cross, basically 2 oppositions squaring each other, and it was pretty strong. It was actually very intense, all right? So you might have a little bit of this echo, all right? Remember, the sky chart is very different this time around, right? Not going to be the same thing, but just a little bit of an echo in that 8th house, everything I just said, okay? So here's the other thing. Remember, this is a karmic cycle, so something from that time you could possibly clear up around this time, karmically, spiritually. Remember, this is happening in your 8th house, nobody else's, right? And what did I say? The 8th house is also like karmic debt, so just keep that in mind. Mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and I'm throwing in Scorpio and Cancer will feel this the most. If you have any planets in your natal chart 6 to 10 degrees in any of the mutable signs, those planets will be aspected. You're gonna feel it. Now, the other thing that's happening is that let me see here. There it is. Sunday, March 15th. So we've got Mercury conjunct Mars, 10 degrees. Pisces, you can think about the last 2 weeks of October. Remember, we had a series of Mercury conjunct Mars. There was a retrograde that was happening, and it's not actually very common to have it as many times as we have. And Mercury conjunct Mars, it really is like, think about the power of the mind, right? For you, very psychological. It is happening in your 8th house. Remember, that's really deep. So Mercury conjunct Mars is like heated exchanges, maybe like heated debates. This can be weaponizing your words, being too preachy, passive aggressive energy is very, accelerating illusions and fantasies. So you want to go the higher expression, which would be putting your vision and your dreams in motion, writing or speaking with passion, having positive impact. This would be like leaving a conversation. You know, when you leave a conversation and you say, good talk, good talk. That's this, okay? That's what this is. It's also like, returning to projects and maybe even relationships, maybe even like dreams that, you've had that you set aside. Remember Mercury retrograde, returning to things that you're working on in the past, or they're coming back. People are coming back. It is your 8th house. So it's also having courage to speak honestly. And the fact that it's happening in your 8th house, there may be some truths. This could be, you're going to likely have some deep conversations, is all I'm saying. All right. So remember, Mercury is retrograde. Miscommunication is possible. All right. So just say what you mean and mean what you say, and you'll be okay. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel this the most. Planets 8 to 12 degrees in any of those signs in your natal chart. Well, there you go. And then you see Ceres is going to move into Taurus. This is great. This is great because it looks like a lot of y'all may be getting new jobs, different career paths, maybe even, just movement, maybe like promotions, maybe you're starting your own thing, whatever it is. Ceres is like Mama Bear, okay? Mother Earth. She's the harvest goddess. So Ceres is how you nurture yourself and, give and receive care. So this is all about nourishment and comfort. And in Aries, she was just in Aries, right? So that was all about self-protection. That was like self-preservation, survival. In Taurus, it's very different. The focus moves to your body, to security, to, resources, what is valuable to me, right? With a huge emphasis on diet and food. And so you may see that because Taurus does rule food. And so this would be more, like sustenance, like detox and digestion. Am I eating healthy? What am I feeding my kids? What are my parents eating? Ceres is the grain goddess. So wheat, gluten, food intolerances. Those are some themes that may come up. And, we'll talk about this more in the second spread, but Ceres is a dwarf planet like Pluto, so big deal, right? And so she's also the fact that she's moving into your 10th house. A lot of this will be with career for you and your reputation. So a lot of like comfort and, just really nurturing your place, your role, profession. And again, a lot of y'all there may be some movement in something new, okay? Especially as we continue to move forward into March and April. But anyway, let's get started, Leo. Let's see what's going on for you for the March 9th to the 15th. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yep. Leo. How are you doing, Leo? Are you excited for this week? It's going to be, honestly, I'm just letting you know. It is very possible out of all the signs, when I say you may be going through some dramatic change this week, out of all the signs, you're up there. All right? These aspects are strong. They are in your 8th house of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. But your April big butterfly moment is just weeks away. All right. So, Leo, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Y'all are amazing. All right, so let's see. Yeah. Wow, very, very interesting. Um, whoa, wow. I gotta, okay. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you, I gotta see what's here. I gotta see what's here. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. You got the Knight of Cups. There you go. Remember, you got Venus sextile Pluto, and Pluto being your seventh. Relationships, partnerships. All week, you have a huge emphasis on relationships. Yeah, with 3 planets in Pisces in your eighth. Um, so yeah, this looks really good. It looks like you're on the move. It seems like you're inspired. It seems like there's something here that you're seeking. Okay, it could be a new relationship. It could be the fact he's pretty happy. The Knight of Cups, the knight in shining armor. So yeah, it could be a new relationship. Maybe there's one you patched up. Maybe there's something here where there's movement that's really exciting for you. And if that can be business, that can be love, it can be personal relationships, like I said, either or earlier. Um, if you're not here for any of that, listen. He just wants to fill his cup. Okay, he just wants to feel fulfilled. No, he wants his endorphins to just a lot of creative energy here too as well. I really love that, especially again with the moon in Sagittarius. You will feel that, and there's a sense of like seeking your truth, emotional truth as well. Especially for you with your ninth, your 12th, and your 8th all activated this week. There is going to be almost this, like I said, spiritual revolution, spiritual rebirth, but also seeking the meaning for, meaningful things in your life. What is meaningful? What am I letting go? Things like that. Now, you have the King of Wands in the heart of your spread. That's really amazing. King of Wands is you. King of Wands is, big boss. He is a leader. This is someone who is, full of passion. Uh, Epitome of passion. I mean, this is like epitome of fire. The King of Wands. Wands have the spirit of fire. You being a fire sign, you get this. You even see the lion in his throne, but you also see the Ouroboros. And so this king, all the males in this court with the wands, there is this element of transformation as part of like their motivation, as part of what is happening in their life. Yeah. So you even see the salamander here. The salamander is known to, well, back in the 14th century, they thought they were fireproof, right? And so you're good. You're good. If again there's that sense of like this you're going through this enormous cycle, this change and rebirth, transformation, but also at the same time, like, you're going to feel on top. You're going to feel on top. You're going to feel really like alive. There, your eighth house, and there's just so much. Everything astrologically is really nice. There is going to be forward momentum, and he is also the entrepreneur. So I mean, work, career, big theme. We will have the moon in Capricorn Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, that is your sixth house of the work, the workplace, etc. You even had that lunar eclipse in Virgo recently. And then also just all the aspects with Uranus. But I really love this. This, again, is more about your passions. Like, look at what you're moving into. And so you will feel motivated. You will feel driven. You do have Mars just pushing in that direction. Now, you do have that Seven of Cups. I don't mind it. It does look like there's a little bit of whatever's happening here, as long as like you are putting wheels in motion, you're going after the things that fulfill you, right? That Seven of Cups, it's like you're coming out of something that where you may have felt a little bit confused. A lot of it. A lot of it. It could have been your path forward. It could have had to do with, relationships. Again, a lot of home stuff here. A lot of home stuff. So relationship with family members, significant other, things like that. All right. So that's one thing. The second thing is that there is likely someone in your life who may still be like, what is going on? Like, still part of that, things are a little bit foggy. Things are a little bit foggy. There may be also some smoke and mirrors here. All right. Are you getting the truth? Or is there, ulterior motives? That's for you. Okay. That's for you to have those conversations that you may have this week. All right. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, it does feel like someone is not sure if they want to move forward with you. All right. And again, that can be some like career, relationships, whatever it is. That's for you, right? To have those conversations. Is it something that you want? Are you feeling passionate about this? It feels like there's something bigger happening here. And you have the Eight of Cups in your crown, right? So it seems like it feels a little bit mutual, but this is you moving forward. You see all this forward momentum. So Eight of Cups in your crown, interestingly, attributed to Saturn and Pisces. And you do see the eclipse. It's almost like there's this moment of clarity after the eclipse that we just had as well. He's moving to higher ground. There's nothing wrong with those cups. He's moving to higher ground. He's discovered. He's like, I feel it. I feel this passion. I feel something inside me stir. I know what's meaningful, and I'm going to go get it. Okay? So, and at all costs. And sure, it may feel a little bittersweet. It may feel a little bit like, whoa, I've never done this before. But you are in caterpillar mode. You're also in major transformation mode. Yep. So, this is really great, because it seems like it's what you want. And then you also have the Chariot and the Reader spread. Yeah, you want it. You're ready. You're ready. And, even the Chariot has, this independent energy. So I feel like there may be, the fact that you have Saturn, Neptune, Venus, and Aries, which is all about I am, that's in your ninth, right? That's you, your beliefs, self-belief, your faith. Also, the way that you see things, it is like your worldview as well. But either way, there's just this drive. It feels really good. This feels really good. All right. And it's you doing you. It's you doing you. It's this is all about willpower too. It's like you're going to feel unstoppable. And then you have that Nine of Wands in your in your future. So very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I do feel that, when you look across your cross here, the Nine of Wands is Sagittarius. So again, there may be something here with things that bring you joy, pleasure, passion, true love, romance, soulmate energy, family, children, all the creative projects. That's your house, by the way. Okay. So Sagittarius, you're fifth, you're the native ruler of the fifth. But either way, there may be something here that, is worth the fight for you. And again, a lot of forward momentum to a point where you're like, okay, this is a different world. There may be a little bit of clarity that kicks in, but more in your physical. Yeah, more in your physical world. So really connect with your intuition on this one. All right, let's get to your stuff. Leo, I'll clarify that. The Nine of Wands, it really is like the, don't give up card, but also like, oh, this is a little bit different. This feels like it's a little bit more work. It feels like so again, what did I say earlier? What's meaningful to you? Is your heart in it? Leo, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's happening. I really want to know. There's something big for you next week. There's something building up to next week, just to let you know. But you do have a lot of partnership stuff. Anyway, let's get to your stuff. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. You are good. You're good. It's going to be a nice, easy week for you. You got that Six of Pentacles. Amazing. This is, again, even with Ceres moving into Taurus, which I talked about earlier, there is that sense of like giving and receiving and comfort and care. And this is a card of generosity, things harmonizing. This is, doing things for the greater good, supporting others. I love it. I love this for you. And so there may be something here with career, money that you have your, intentions. But it's really like acts of kindness is what this is. Really thinking about others. And so, yeah, it may be, something that is part of your plan moving forward, something that you also just kind of like adopt moving forward and if you're seeking support, I mean, this is a week where you're likely going to have a lot of conversations, just to let you know. All right. But either way, it does feel like more you being in that place where just the fact that you've got your 9th, your 12th, and your 8th just so amplified in Pisces season where it's so spiritual. I think it's going to be you. All right. So it's a feel good card. You got that 10 of Swords in your external factors area. It does feel like there may be a little bit of like this sense of relief, this sense of like finally it's over, even if it might be the hard way, as in like you really don't want to have this conversation with someone who betrayed you or that owes you money, and they're like there's just something there where it's like, I don't want to confront this, I don't want to do this. And so it maybe even something that has to do with a friendship where you might feel like there's just been animosity or maybe not seeing eye to eye, that it's just like, this has to end. This has to end. And yeah, Mars conjunct the North Node in Pisces. So again, maybe a relationship, maybe something with love and money this week for you too. But either way, it's a Swords, right? Up here, communication. It's a 10. It's the end. 1, 0, 1. What comes after 10? Well, not 11, right? So you're remember, everything is cyclical. So very interesting, because I'm going to show you something here. They have the same hand gesture, okay? And that hand gesture is famously the Hierophant's, all right? So we call him the young Hierophant, on his way to becoming the high priest. And so you have to go through experiences to be able to impart wisdom, to be able to be selfless, to be able to, you know what I mean? Like all of that. So it does look like there is likely a karmic cycle that is ending. And it does. And like I said, I mean, the 19-year cycle, all right? It doesn't mean for like every Leo, like it's going to be something from 19 years ago. No, it's just like there may be something that is like, it's over, that could have felt tough, but it's over. Okay. And it does feel like a little bit mutual as well. Like whoever's on the other end could feel the same way. But with that King of Wands in the heart of your spread, it may be more, they feel a little bit more like, all right. So it's all about being diplomatic. Yeah, the King of Swords too. Okay. And so this is just you wanting to have that power, authority with communication, with, thinking more strategically. Maybe there is a circumstance, event that happens this week where you feel like, okay, I need to get out of this, or I need to get into this. Whatever it is, it could also be just, something's coming up. There's a conversation that needs to be had. That there's something here where it's just like, yeah, I just want to be prepared. I want to be the one coming out on top. I want to be making big, bold decisions as well. It's a lot of confidence. All right. Now, you also have that 3 of Pentacles in your final outcome. That's great. Like I said, it does seem like, there may be some changes, okay? With uh, career and money is one thing. I mean, that is the Three of Pentacles. So 3 is all about growth and advancement and maturation, but it's also like it's creation, birth of new things. So it looks like you would be moving into something where you're starting something new with other people, where it takes 2 or more to tango. Like, this would not be a solo venture. Okay. With your 9th house activated, an example, like this would be, maybe you're starting your own business with, you're with employees and whatnot, or maybe you are moving on to like a new like getting promoted, or you become the manager, or whatever it is. This really is all about teamwork. But when I say that, with your 9th house activated, remember, a lot of y'all are going to be writing books or starting websites or publishing. You write the book, but you still have to work with like an editor, agent, book publisher. So in that regard as well. But there is something here. I mean, you see it's pentacles. The pentacles are the structure of the building. There's that structure. There's this sense of built to last, whatever you're building here. But there is a sense of teamwork and harmony with the 3 of Pentacles. So I really like this. It really could be something here with working with people from the past, or just something from the past seems associated here. For a lot of y'all, it could be returning, like I said, returning to projects, or there could be people that you used to work with. I don't know, you get an email from a boss that you haven't talked to in, 4 years. They're like, oh, I just started this new, team at Burger King, whatever it is, right? And so you're like, yeah, let's do it. So either way, we're talking corporate though, okay? We're talking corporate. Anyway, speaking of Mercury retrograde, my computer just shut off, so I can't see you. You can probably see me. There we go. I can see you again. I'm going to look at that 9 of Wands. Let's see. Yeah. You're good. You're good. You got the Queen of Pentacles. They're fine. Queen of Pentacles, you got the richest queen. But, she is, she does remind me of Ceres. She's all about caring for those within her kingdom, within her family, within her empire. She's got the resources to do so as well. So, really love this. I think that whatever you're hanging in there for, it is worth it. And there's also, remember, with Mercury retrograde, after the 20th, like, things are just gonna, yep. And so that's great. That Queen of Pentacles, I mean, there's a lot of leadership here. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of like moving into this place of like where even like with Jupiter going direct, this expansion, and in your physical world, you're moving forward. There's something new waiting for you on the other side. Yep, you're good. You're amazing. Leo, thanks so much. Next week is going to be it's busy. It's busy. We got the new moon, we got the equinox. We move into Aries season. All the planets go direct. There's a lot, right? And then second spread, the bonus spread. Yes, we'll be looking at the other half of your forecast with the fixed stars, the lunations, that rare double linked reception on Monday with the moon opposite Uranus. There's so much. We're going to use the Tempest deck. And as always, looking for cards that overlap. We get the same cards from this deck. That's a big wink from the universe. And these are, 15 minutes for each sign. So tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. And thank you so much for being members. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. And I'll see. Oh, what I was going to say, you got pretty much You got a lot of the same cards as Cancer. That's what I was like. And I just did Cancer's reading, but I shuffled the heck out of these cards. I was like, this is very interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's why I was like, I want to see what, and it was like nothing that, and then with the, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next. I'm going to stop talking. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.